Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at the Boutique Whiskey Company's Springbank 23-year-old, 48.9% ABV. Dustin, a bottle that Keith forgot here last time he was here, so since he doesn't watch all of our videos, we'll maybe get away with drinking this one on him. Yeah. I'm kidding.
6 months from now, he'll catch it.
I'm kidding. He left it here for us. No, but we when Keith's had this bottle the last couple times he's come by, so we had a few drinks last time, and we're having a few drinks this time. Excited to try this one. Save that last for Mario.
Yeah, so we got a friend coming over, give him a little taste.
Let's taste this Springbank 23. Sherry cask maturation, again, 48.9% ABV.
These are small batch, I believe, too, Mike. So a couple barrels probably involved.
Yeah, batch 28. This is bottle 18 of 411. So, what, 2 bottles maybe?
I don't know if it was hogsheads or butts. So, but yeah, probably it was probably a blend of 2.
And they're only 500 ml, so these aren't, well, not a lot out
And I'm not sure if this is cask strength or not. Again, at the 23 years, 48 could be cask strength.
Could be. Springbank, one of our favorite distilleries. I don't think anyone puts them low.
No, and Boutique Whiskey is becoming one of my favorite
independent
bottlers. They're really doing some good stuff.
I love that every time Keith buys a bottle, he will send us the message. Every time. Did you guys know that Boutique only does 500 ml bottles? And I said, yeah, from you, 16 times.
Actually, they do 375s. You buy them in the States. And I've never seen one in the States. So
We like Keith's crap about that. Doesn't have the best memory, that guy.
Keith.
I don't know if he's doing it on purpose. Have I had your lag 25?
I think once or twice he's forgotten something and he realized it got him free whiskey and he was like, I know the game now.
Like my sister like that. What? All right. Do the Springbank here. Obviously, we're big fans of Springbank, big fans of sherry, big fans of aged 20 plus years.
Yeah.
All good things.
Juicy, chewy, chocolate, and raisins and prunes.
Along with some sweet bubble gum.
Man. This is like this perfect mix of age, aggressive, juicy sherry with some earthiness they've gotten in here. It's like
it's old but not too old. Like he kept all the good stuff of young stuff.
Yeah.
And kept all the bad stuff out and just right at 23 years is when it was right around.
I'm even getting a little bit of that sugar cookie. It's just barely there. Yeah. I'm getting just the slightest hint of the peat. It's like they kept all the good of Springbank just barely hidden here. Mm-hmm. While hitting you with a really aggressive sherry cask. I mean, this is not subtle sherry.
So good.
I mean, this color, guys, that's not a recharred barrel where they try to get more color out. That is just good sherry. Oh, man. They've just done it all right here, Mike. Mm-hmm. It has a little bit of varnish, a little bit of shoe polish, all those aged notes. And at 23, you don't always get that. So this is coming off a little bit older than 23.
We'll go back in. I just got to collect my thoughts again. Man, that is juicy, sherried, good texture. Mm-hmm. Bubblegum, dates, prunes, sugar, stewed fruits. And the stewed fruits specifically are just like plums. And I would say overripe strawberries.
If you took the Springbank 15s they've been putting out lately, those super dark ones that they've been doing since maybe 2019, 2018, and you upped the juicy fruit notes, and I mean juicy fruit, and you brought in a little bit more depth, and you made the finish do a little wave like this.
Crescendo.
A little crescendo, yeah. That's what this is, and so that's everything I dislike about that 15 years. It's a little too dark, a little too aggressive. It's a little simple on the finish. This fixes all that while still having that really aggressive oomph.
And everything I like about Springbank is here. This ain't hiding anything from Springbank. I get the sugar cookies, got a little bit of the funkiness. I can tell this is a coastal whiskey.
Yeah.
It gives me everything that I know about Springbank with a good age and rounds out the rough spots. I tell you what, I have never been disappointed with a boutique whiskey. Never.
I've actually looked at buying some because they're actually bottling a lot of American whiskeys now too, just to try out see if they can do the same magic with American stuff.
To be fair, every boutique whiskey I have is 20 plus years old.
Yes.
I think my first one was a 29-year-old Macallan.
Yeah. I mean, it's always very old, very good stuff. We haven't had the standard fare.
It started strong and it ended strong.
They've got some 50-year-old bottles they can't call whiskey because it's under 40%, but they put out for very reasonable prices. So they're boutique. They're doing some crazy, just they're being experimental, which I love. And this right here, this isn't experimental. This is down to earth, exactly what you know people want from Springbank. Great sherry and great whiskey.
Sorry to interrupt, but this is something I brought up when we had this with Keith. It's almost like guys who really like Springbank love Springbank, which is like, you know what? You know what I like about Springbank? You know what? If I could take away, do this, this, and this, and I'd add this, this, and this, and that's exactly what they did. It is a very boutique version of Springbank.
I mean, again, it even gives me reminders of that fresh sherry cask that we had.
19?
Yeah, this is nowhere close to as rich and as depth of like levels of flavor.
That's 48%. But it gets you there.
But it's got the finish is very reminiscent. Like these were Springbank sherry casks. These were not boutique casks. They didn't buy the distillate and put it in their own cask. These were original Springbank casks from the Dunnage warehouse. God, the chocolate notes on the nose are incredible. It's this earthy. It's like you're in the Dunnage warehouse. You're smelling that with chocolate.
Yeah.
I remember having some critiques of this whiskey when we were drinking it with Keith the first time, and I'm trying to remember what they were because I'm like, I got nothing. It's like, this is almost perfect.
Yeah, it's a really, really flawless Springbank at 23 years and 49%.
I just realized I haven't even added water.
I know. Sorry.
I'm just sipping on it like.
But this wasn't a cheap bottle.
No, it was over $300, I believe, for $500. So yeah, you're looking at it's $500 equivalent whiskey, and it tastes like it. Mm-hmm. But in today's market, that's not a terrible thing. When $500 whiskeys unfortunately become, we did our best $500 whiskeys or whatever.
Under 500, yeah.
Under 5, and every one of those bottles is now over 5.
That's how it happens. That's how progress works.
Yeah, 500 today is the 300 from a few years ago.
Money's made up, bro. It's make believe. It's fugazi. Fugazi? I don't know. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Makes sense. I'm working less than back then, so my dollar should be worth less.
Oh. I mean, there's nothing off-putting. I'm looking for flaws at this point. Because I really like it. I'm like, man, am I missing something? Is it, too spicy or too this here? This, like, man, it is. It's right there, Dustin.
I mean, it could be oilier. It's rich. It's got the nice texture from the wood, but it isn't oily.
Matter of fact, we're going down this route. Shows you how good of a whiskey this is.
But I mean, that's nitpicking. I mean, it's oily enough. It's viscous enough for me, but it could be a little bit oilier.
All right, man, get to it. Where are you at?
Give it a 92, Mike. Best whiskey of the night.
And we've had a Glenfarclas 40 and a Springbank 30. You ain't wrong. It's the best whiskey of the night.
No,
91.
I wanted to take points off for a bunch of different reasons, but they didn't overdo the sherry. They didn't overdo anything. I mean, why is this not 92, 93, Mike?
I don't have a good excuse. I mean, I could call it that. You're right. I'm going 92, fuck it. I'm going 92. It deserves it. Because it's a bottle you can get for under $500. You just think it can't be that.
But it's only a $500. I mean, it's a $500 bottle of whiskey.
And I always say, don't let.
And by the way,
price.
And they're probably sold out now, so the secondary on this is probably $1,000.
Yeah, it's probably 92. This is an excellent whiskey. And it's probably the best whiskey we've had tonight. And we've had Springbank 30, 2022, and we've had Glenfarclas 40, 2014. This is the best whiskey we've had tonight. We've only had 3.
Yeah.
Well, Talisker 25 to open up our palate.
Yeah.
Well, the point is we're level setting here, and even amongst great whiskeys, this stands above.
This is just excellent. Well done. Again, boutique company.
Great job.
Excellent.
I say I've never had any bad whiskey, but then again, I've never had cheap whiskey.
Yeah.
Not from them anyway. They've all been good. All right, so those are our thoughts on this whiskey. Dustin convinced me. No. Dustin allowed me to believe in myself to call this a 92, so thank you. So we're at 92 at this boutique whiskey company, 23-year-old Springbank. If you guys had a chance to try this one, let us know what you guys think. Dustin, until next time, what do you wish the folks?
Happy 23-year-old drinking.
Thanks, Keith.